The Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 are here. We've tested them and we have some thoughts. Namaste, we're DHRME.
Dual headphone review, magician's experiment.
Alright, let's talk about it. To start off with, these buds are buds without ear tips, just to be clear what they are. So they kind of fit close to your ear but not in your ear. And that's the Buds 3 we are talking about, as you can see there on camera. We can start with the buds or we can start with the case. Let's do the case.
Let's do that.
Because the case is kind of cool. It's quite pocketable. Flat design. Very different from some old Samsung cases. Yeah, it's very AirPods look alike. There's no going around that. And the thing is, the case also lends itself still to wireless charging, which is nice. There's a pairing button underneath, which you showed.
Yeah.
And overall smooth plastic with a clear top.
Yeah, and that clear top is actually unique to the white model, right? Because the gray one has kind of a smoky plastic, so it's not entirely clear. So let's be clear about that.
Let's be clear. And the buds themselves have this whole prism thing. And you'd think that line, what we are seeing on camera right now, you'd think that that would be an LED, and you'd think that because the Buds 3 Pro, it is an LED kind of thing, but it is not. It's just a line on the Buds 3. So I guess they're kind of differentiating the cheaper variant. We'll talk about cheap and expensive in a bit. But what that does facilitate is 3 planes, right? Like it's got that triangular 3D prism design, and one of those planes enables volume control.
Maybe I can show it here.
Yeah, you can show that on camera there. So if you see what Kevin is doing, yeah, you can just flick your thumb there and get pretty good volume control. Nice to have, and we think the volume controls work really well.
Yeah.
And
very
what about
responsive.
touch and other things?
Yeah, so there's no actual tapping on this. Everything goes through pinch. So again, AirPods but yeah, they work well.
It's a bit of getting used to as to where the pinch is. I think it's in a different place from the AirPods, and I'm used to the AirPods.
Right.
But I think, yeah, if these are your only buds, you will get used to.
Yeah.
the
I
right
think what's
place.
important to show here is that what the AirPods have done, which Samsung unfortunately didn't copy, is there's a dimple for the AirPods, right? So you know exactly where your finger should be pressing for the pressure sensitive stems. That's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you get, what controls do you get? You get ANC control, you get track control, you get volume control, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Pretty decent controls, no doubts. And you can use it with gloves on.
Yeah.
So all good stuff.
Cool. All right, so let's talk about battery life, because we're talking about 6.5 hours advertised. We tested it. We got a bit more. We got 7 hours and 36 minutes.
Is it 6.5 hours advertised?
Yeah.
I looked all over, I couldn't find it.
With ANC off, yeah.
Okay.
Gotta try a bit harder, man.
Yeah, I tried it with the Samsung phone.
Okay.
So it should be using the SSC codec. Again, on codecs, we'll come back to that in a bit. But we said without ANC, all that is fine. What is the use of earbuds if they're not comfortable? So you already mentioned it in the impressions video.
Yeah, so these things are designed in such a way that they only fit certain types of ears, just like the AirPods. And the AirPods 3 did not fit me. AirPods 2, 1, all of them didn't fit me. If you don't have a silicone tip, forget about it. But for you, I think it was okay, right?
Yeah, so I thought that both were not great. For me, the AirPods were a bit better than the Samsung, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
I would not use these on the go when I'm cycling down a street or something. I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose them. Good for comfort for me. You said they were not even comfortable for you.
No.
So they're really comfortable, but they're not great for secureness of it. No?
Yeah, not feeling it at all. I mean, if I'm just sitting at a desk and just working, maybe. But the moment I start moving, I'm going to get very nervous about them falling out.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I had that feeling as well. I was out and about and I was like, I need to put these back because these are alone
How
from
expensive
Samsung.
were they? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't want to lose them, but yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it hasn't been great for us. And again, this depends on your ear. So if you've ever tried the AirPods 3, then you know if the AirPods 3 is for you or not.
Okay.
And these would be very similar. All right, we talk about the sound.
Yeah, and like we said, that you get the SSC Samsung seamless codec,
SSC.
scalable codec.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
SSC, and then we have AAC support.
So like you said, there's a story with these codecs. These buds and the Buds 3 Pro, which we will talk about in another video, are best used with Samsung phones. And the problem is they only go down to AAC if you're not using a Samsung phone. So for example, we have 3 phones on this table here. So you have the Asus Zenfone 9, which is a nice phone, but you don't get any high-res codecs on normal Android phones. You'll only get AAC on this guy. You'll get only AAC on iPhone, and you can get ultra high quality on the Z Flip 6, which you cannot on the Z Flip 4. So that's a nice bit of bias that Samsung has towards its own products. Fun. Should we talk about the sound?
Do we have a choice?
Yeah, we don't have choice.
Let's go.
Now, any kind of product which doesn't have the seal is going to have problems with consistency, and that's pretty much the story here as well. But the biggest challenge is, of course, no seal. How do you do bass? We thought the AirPods Pro 3 solved that quite a lot.
Yeah.
We call it physics defying. And this one has done a decent job as well. There is bass, but because this doesn't sit very close to ear canal, that effect is lost a little bit. And it sounds overall, because of that, very imbalanced to my ears. Now, how do I know that? I push it closer to my ears, then I hear more bass, then the balance sounds better. So I know that the bass is lower and everything's sounding a little bit off, especially like mainly the mids and the treble, they really kind of stick out because the bass is missing. And these buds can sound good. So if they are closer to your ear and you seal them in nice, I think they will sound pretty good. The bass does come back and the music sounds much better if you push them in a little bit and they go closer to your ear. And this adjust sound to fit option, I mean, it's okay. It kind of adds a little bit of a boost to the bass, but don't expect it to change your life. Now, the max volume isn't very high when outside, and this doesn't happen very often with me. I like low listening volumes. I could listen to the music on full volume, and that is saying something, so it's quite poor. Now, ANC, let's talk about active noise cancelling, because there is a toggle. Can you show them the toggle? Yeah, there's an active noise cancelling toggle. It's off right now because only one earbud is in your ear. And if you put the other one in your ear, other earbud as well, then you'll see it coming on in real time. Yeah, that's the active noise cancelling.
Oh, I can't hear you anymore.
No, you can't hear me anymore. It's amazing, right? Yeah.
It is amazing, yeah.
Now, the funny thing is it does do something, right?
It does.
It kind of lowers like ambient volume a little bit, like somebody turned down the volume a bit.
It feels weird.
Yeah, and the funny thing is it's cutting out some really strange frequencies, because I was sitting at a place, actually having a call with you, and there were a lot of cars next to me on the street, and funnily enough, the sound of the cars on the street was reduced, and nothing else. So it's affecting certain frequencies and not others, but it's just a little bit of a dB adjustment. And if you're in a very noisy office, that is going to help you kind of, just enjoy that quietness a little bit better maybe. But yeah,
it's weird. It doesn't feel like in-ear noise cancelling.
Yeah.
It has this weird effect. And
it's just like somebody turning the volume down a little bit.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
It's, or putting some cups around my ears or something. I don't know. It feels weird. A bit nauseous, kind of. Like.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it feels a bit off. It doesn't feel natural at all.
Yeah.
But
it's not really ANC in the normal sense of the term, but it is slight volume reduction. Maybe that's what they should have called it. It's a better term.
All right.
We also do consulting for a good, term definition.
Yes.
Okay. It reminds me of the Buds Live in that sense. That also had ANC, but it wasn't great. Okay, Samsung's phone calls have always been decent. But why don't you listen to our popsicles, our icicles, and our
test?
Guys, this is a wind test wind test of the microphones on the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3. Popsicle, icicle. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Popsicle, icicle. Testing. 1, 2, 3. So a little bit of a breeze. Do that again. Popsicle, icicle. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 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 Here's a mic test on the Galaxy Buds 3. Outdoors with cars in the background. Popsicle, icicle. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Popsicle, icicle. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Alright guys, I just listened to those samples and color me impressed. These might be one of the tier S when it comes to microphones on earbuds. They were really, really good. In the noisy conditions, you barely heard the cars. The voice was tiny bit processed, but very clear nonetheless, even when I was speaking softly. And in the wind, you just couldn't hear the wind. You barely could hear the wind. Really incredible work here, Samsung. So these are a go for phone calls, guys.
Talkman controls, we have answer hang up, and that's it.
Yeah.
There is no mute control on the buds.
Okay. That's kind of the call situation.
Yes. We'll also talk about the big quality issues Samsung is facing, but I was calling Kevin and I was using these buds and the sound really began to crackle. It's like you were in a deep fryer with a lot of like oil or something, and like everything around your voice was like kind of crackling.
Some people have certain hobbies.
Yeah. So the speaker was kind of tearing. It felt like that, and it's not the case because I reset them and they worked. And also, you couldn't hear me speaking at some point.
No.
Absolutely went off.
Yeah.
And I was doing this whole big sentence about like these buds and like our analysis, and you're like,
I was like, this is weird. I just really do not hear anything.
So very odd. It happened even a couple of times after put the buds in, took them out. So yeah, it was a bit strange, the whole situation. I hope it gets fixed with a software update or it was a one-time issue. But this has not happened to us on many other buds ever. Like I even disconnected from other devices and stuff. So
Correct.
a bit of a weird situation there.
Yeah.
So that was an issue we had, but there are some extras that you get with this. And that's the call translation feature. Should we test it in real time?
We're going to do this?
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm talking about Rohan in the week.
Hey, Ron. This is Kevin speaking. How's it going?
I'm okay, man. I'm a little hungry. Should you go out to eat?
Yeah, going out to eat sounds like a plan. But what time should we go?
I can come at 5 o'clock. Can you come too?
Sure, let's meet at the Thai place around the corner.
Okay, I can't come at 5 o'clock. I have another job. You go yourself. Is it okay to eat alone?
What? I thought you were hungry, man. Anyway, see ya. My name's not Eat Alone, but okay. Bye. Alright. What did you hear? You heard me in English or?
Yeah, I heard the Hindi thing just as loud as you.
Okay, man.
Okay.
I'm a little hungry.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that wonderful, realistic, real-time conversation.
Yeah, that's how friends make lunch dates or
Yeah,
dinner.
whatever. It's like really weird. But yeah, what did you think of the translation? I think it's using the Gemini model, right? That's what they said.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not their own model, it's Google's model. And they also use this model in another feature, which we can just demonstrate there. Interpreter feature. And now if I talk and say something to Kevin, he'll basically be hearing it in his buds in Hindi. And you can see on screen. This is the translation feature. So that's it. There's these two AI features that are on these buds, which we covered. How useful are they? Well, we know products that are specialized in this, like the Time Kettle. Yeah. For people who actually use this, I can imagine it being useful.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a lag, right? So when you were talking to me in Hindi, if I didn't understand Hindi, I would have to wait.
Yeah.
Right? And you saw me wait. You heard me wait, right?
Right.
You got an answer much later. So it's not like instant and then... Yeah, I mean, you could read it and you could just talk over it. That did work. And it's only going to get better, so...
Yeah. All right. So that was a little bit of the translation magic. There are some other extras as well. To begin with is voice commands, which is things like turn on ANC.
Oh, this feature.
Yeah. Change track, even volume control.
Yeah. So similar to what Apple does with Siri and AirPods and Google does with Pixel Buds and Google Assistant.
Why do you keep saying Apple?
I said Google, man. I
You're
said
wearing that
Pixel.
Apple shirt. No wonder. Okay. All right. The only thing we really care about, actually, in terms of extra features, is that one feature, which is a standard feature on like $20 earbuds now. It starts with an M and ends with a T, multi-point.
Oh,
And these buds, unfortunately, do multi-point, but only with Samsung devices. Alright, so the multi-point situation is as follows. SIM-led earbus connection. And the SIM-led earbus connection basically connects you to other devices with a Samsung phone. So much for the seamlessness. Lots of seams there. Too many seams to tell.
Yeah. So, yeah, no multi-point unless you're on Samsung. You can pull connect though. So if you have paired these buds to any device in the past and you select it in the Bluetooth list, it will pull the connection to it and be connected, and it'll disconnect from the Samsung device, obviously. So yeah, that is possible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Still not multi-point.
Yeah.
And if you have an iPhone, it's been a couple of generations that Samsung has completely discontinued app development for iPhone, for its earbuds, and that continues. So you basically get fewer features on other Android phones. You get zero features on the iPhone. There's nothing you can do, none of the customization. There's no customization. There's in the Galaxy Wearable app on a Samsung phone, you can change earbud controls. You can change the EQ. This is the bass boost EQ. As I said, I was testing it. But yeah, you cannot do any of this if you have an iPhone. And we'll come to whether you should buy it or not if you have an iPhone. But yeah, that's a big thing to hear.
Yeah.
We'll quickly talk about some issues with the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro.
Yeah.
Not with these.
Yes.
We already talked about the issues we face with these.
Yeah.
But the Buds 3 Pro has some other issues, don't they?
Yeah, so we actually ordered the Buds Pro. They're not coming until August.
Yeah.
We did some Googling. There's some issues, especially with the white one. Stuff like the tips, when you try to remove them, they break.
Yeah.
There was some dust on the tips and some
Blemishes.
blemishes. Yeah, so it seems to be hardware issues. But anyway, that's the Buds 3 Pro.
No known issues like that on the Buds 3. They're not recalling them at least. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
No rubber tips, no problems.
Yeah, well,
Wait, that's
you got
not-
bigger.
that's
What?
not- in real life, it's the other way. All right, man. To buy or
Not to buy.
well,
So how would you compare these to the Apple AirPods Pro? No, to the Apple AirPods 3.
yeah, they're not the pros,
Not the pros.
the threes. The other open ear one, I thought they fit me a bit better, and they actually have more bass than the Samsung.
Okay.
Even the bass plus mode had less bass than those buds for me, for my ears, for my fit.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the frequencies, I did prefer the Samsung, but it depends on how these are going to fit your ear.
Yeah.
I didn't have any weird treble peaks on the Samsung like the AirPods does. Now, the AirPods have no ANC,
Nope.
no volume control.
Wow.
Yeah, no customization.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's something to think about. But yeah, no, I would not buy this if I had an iPhone. Would you buy these if you had, let's start with Samsung phones?
Personally, not. But
No.
that's because of what I
They
said in
don't
the impressions video. They just don't fit. They just don't fit. I'm sitting here. I'm just afraid of these things falling out because they are very loose in my ear.
Yeah,
So what good are things if they don't fit? It's like buying shoes that don't fit. You gonna wear them?
no.
Why are you thinking about it? You're not gonna wear them.
I'm thinking of something else. You're just talking, I'm thinking of like random stuff like dinner and how to ditch you at dinner.
Oh yeah.
Say it fit your ears. Say it stayed in your ears, not like something you seal.
Still hard. Still a hard
hard.
sell. Yeah, because there's no multi-point. I mean, forget the whole, we're running a YouTube channel, we have multiple devices that we're testing, etc. Just in my normal, if I were just to think, if I didn't have all of this, I would have one phone and a laptop, and I cannot connect to both of those.
What's the point?
Most-
What if a laptop was Samsung now? All right, so they didn't fit, no good.
No.
What about people with other Android phones? I guess the same things apply.
Yeah.
Even less. I think the idea of Samsung is we want you to buy our phones. We're gonna give you an ecosystem, try to make it easy for you, and it sounds like Apple.
You get the app, but you don't get multi-point. So I think, they could have given you maybe multi-point and taken away certain things out of the app if you didn't have Samsung.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Fine.
But
Feels
no.
like a too basic a compromise.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, sound is not a major thing in this device. It's an open ear thing. So yeah, you can buy cheaper things from JBL. We've tested from Nothing. We've tested the lipstick.
Yeah.
There's tons out there. Even the Buds Live, I'm sure you'll get at a discount now. So
Yeah, practically free. Like if, right? They were thrown in for free with a lot of devices.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
So that's our conclusion.
yeah.
But that's not the conclusion of this video because you guys are amazing.
And you guys, specifically the tested tier members, you guys are amazing. Thanks
Yeah.
a lot. But a even more special tier are the Fuckman tier. So thanks goes out to Paula.
And Gamma Panda,
Thank you very much, guys.
you've been checking out the Galaxy.
And we've been DHRV.
Our disclosure, these buds were sent to us by Samsung as a loaner
Yes.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're returning them.
They're gone.
They come. Do it!